Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the Arsenal gossip column. I'm going to start with Gary from Don't Waste a Tweet. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a little bit recovered from last night, but I'm cool. Uh, is that road trip or rest in peace, Arsenal?
Uh,
Uh,
it's a road trip, but it's Arsenal as well. Arsenal's taking us on a road trip. Sometimes you run
yeah,
out of gas. Sometimes you blow a tire. You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you get there
yeah.
earlier than you thought. So you never know. You never know.
We got Marley from Football United TV. How you doing, my friend?
You all right? You all right?
The reason I'm laughing is because, right, a while back we were trying to get to £2,000 on a Just Giving page, and this idiot decided if we go over 2 grand, I will go bald live on stream. So yeah, he's since we made over 2 grand on the charity awareness stream, the last stream we were on. Yeah, he's going to do the. I can't believe he's actually going through this. This is mental.
I'm a
Like,
man of my word, mate. I'm a man of my word.
yeah, I thought you had just paid off 50 quid to the
What?
charity or something.
No, never, mate.
I
I'm
would
doing
have
this
blamed
for a
you.
very good cause, mate. I'm nervous. I've never been bald my entire life. I've never shaven my hair. I haven't gotten a haircut in like 4 years, more or less. So I'm nervous, but I'm doing this for a really good cause. So I'm very
Right, so
proud
do
to
you
have
want to do
helped,
this
even a
at the
little bit.
start or do you want to do this at the end? Which one do you prefer?
It's up to you, my man. It's up to you. It's a little
Oh,
safer to do it in the end because if I start crying, I'm not gonna mess up the stream.
yeah, yeah, but then it could also be entertainment as well.
I mean, I'm not saying I shave and we finish the stream, but like do it towards the end, like
Yeah,
when we've
okay.
already spoken about like most things.
Okay, we'll start with obviously Arsenal running. We're sort of previewing their running to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, last night didn't help. But
Hmm.
the fixtures that we've got, and I'm going to bring them up right now, since also we've had confirmed the other fixtures as well, such as the Tottenham game.
Yo, I'm gonna
So,
have to change these soon. This
yeah.
doesn't look like me anymore. This is very unfortunate.
We've got Brighton at home, Southampton away, Chelsea away, Man United at home, West Ham away, Leeds United at home, Tottenham away, Newcastle away, and Everton at home. So that's our last 9 games. Let's start with you, Gary. Like, how is your feeling going into this running, and where do you think Arsenal could finish?
Where can we? All right. So one, I guess we'll find out if Partey's gone because that will change some things a little bit. I think we can
Mm.
still. I think we could still win at least half of our games. So that's 4 or 5 games, depending on how you look at it, or 5 games if you think of the previous game. So I think we still can win at least 5 of the games. I think we might need to win 6 or 7 just to guarantee us a spot, where we want to be if it's top four. Uh, it requires also that Arteta makes changes his ways a little bit. He's kind of been stubborn to change unless he's been forced, and usually injuries force him to change. And once again, we have injuries in place, so whatever you just saw in this last game, he has to make a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does not have the allotment of players to play the back line that he wants, unless he goes a little crazy. Not necessarily crazy, but takes one of his attacking players and moves them back one. Saka, which I don't know if that's good or bad, depending on what we're looking to do at Limits Games FC. So yeah, I think it's still possible for us to get where we want to go, but we already had to be perfect going into these like last 11 games that we had. No injuries, no sicknesses, no suspensions is what I consider being perfect. because of the depth. And right now we're down 2 players for injuries, and
Key areas.
and I think 3 players for injuries, and Pepe's out sick, and Xhaka is just a walking suspension anytime he gets out there. So you never know what you're going to get with him sometimes. So he's been good. I guess you cross your fingers and can hope he continues what he's been doing, because he's been keeping himself out of trouble. But yeah, no, it's possible, but we already had to be perfect. Now we have to do it again. Now we just have to do. Now our game plan has to be perfect. Like, we have to really come out there a little static and have a plan that actually gets us scoring and also defending well. I think our defense is fine. I think we had a bad day, but I think our defense is fine based on Arteta has done better defensively with worse players than we have now, I believe. So I think we'll be okay there. But offensively, I don't know about that. Might have some tense 1-0, 0-0 games. But points a point from here on out. I think we get points in every game. I'll take that over the worst losses. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't know if that's kind of my thinking on what you just said. Hopefully I answered the question.
It's logical. It's logical. Whether it gets us top, will it be enough to get us top 4 is another question. Can Spurs get top 4? I don't know with them. Like, they could be on a great form and then just bottle it. So like they usually do. So you never know. So Marley, I'll throw it to you. What do you think?
Dude, we're gonna depend a lot on Spurs' form. Unfortunately, it's very sad to say that, but I agree with Gary. I feel like we're gonna get close to 20 points. We might even get 20, 21 if we do really well. Which, this game excluded, we have been doing okay. But if Spurs finds consistency, it's gonna be really tricky because they have eight games remaining. I think they're like.
Marley? He's disappeared. You there? No, he's disappeared. Well, I'll try and elaborate. I'll give my opinion to it. I think we still
good 21 points.
You
Yo. What was the last thing I said? Because my connection gave, apparently. So okay, I'm just gonna restart really quickly. So Spurs has 8 games remaining, and they're solid favorites, and I think 6 or 7 of them.
Your night tonight.
So they're likely to get like 18, 20 points.
Yeah, look, it's gone again, mate. I don't know if you called Arteta to do your
points to get ahead of him. I don't know what to tell you, man. I paid my bills. I'm not trying to run away from the shaving. I swear. I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, it's gonna depend a lot on Spurs, mate. Arsenal, I trust us to get like 16, 17 points, but we're probably gonna need a little more than that. Depending on how Spurs does. Like if they just stick to the odds in every game, I think they're gonna get enough points to get top 4, unless we do something a little special, which is like beating them, getting a result against Chelsea.
Is Nuno as bad as Kolasinac?
No.
He's not as bad. He's not. But he's not ready, though. He's definitely not ready. I'm going to... Yeah, for me, I do feel that... you can tell how much last night is it. I upgraded the size of the bottle. Look, I do feel that we can get top 4 with those games in hand, with those games remaining. I do feel we can beat Spurs with our game in hand.
Yeah.
I do, and I do feel that Spurs, no matter what, they just do what they usually do, which is bottle it. Right? They are the professional bottlers. Right? If you need something to like put this together, go call Tottenham Hotspur. They'll do it for free. But yeah, it depends. It depends on like whether we want it or not. That's to be honest. I think it's less about more what Tottenham's form is, and more about what our form is going to be now we've got these injuries, and also if we want it. Do we want it enough? Like, have we got the mentality to cope with those injuries? My guess is, if we looked at last night, we ain't got the mentality to cope with our full strength side, let alone freaking injuries. Right? So, I mean, it's gonna be tough either way. I mean, that Tottenham Hotspur game, that North London derby, which leaves us 2 games left after that. It's kind of like what they're trying to do with Liverpool and City in it, which is that decides the top 4.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Gary?
Ooh. I think I missed the last part of that as far as the top 4.
He asked if Arsenal, if the North London Derby
Oh.
will like sort of define the top 4 because there's only going to be 2 games after that.
Yeah. No, I think I believe it'll be decided before that. I think all that game will most likely do is either it'll help or hurt the team that's behind. That's all I think. So it's either like 5th or 6th place based on how that game goes. For me, I think if it gets down to the point where those last 2 games are necessary for us to get points to get 4th, I don't like our chances because I just don't like the pressure it puts on the team based on how we've handled it in the past. So that's why that Crystal Palace game for me was these 3 games were the most important for me. And and anybody who's heard me will hear me say that these 3 games in a row are the easiest stretch of games we have. You can't look at any 3 games after that and say, you know what, those are probably more manageable as far as getting points in all of them.
Palace in that? Because Palace are
really good, but if you look at the rest of our games, we don't have a stretch of 3 games where we possibly can get points in all 3 of them. This was the only time I think for the rest of the season where we have 3 games that we like. If we got a draw against Crystal Palace, I think a lot of people have been okay with it.
Yeah,
but I don't see that. And so, we've got the Chelsea and United games back to back. You've got road games against West Ham. You've got, all of our road games are tough, right? All of our road games are tough.
To be fair, it would be the last 2 games because we played Palace, then we played Villa beforehand, then we played Liverpool. We lost 2-0.
Yeah.
So
you just think about that. You know how we typically respond after a game against the big 3. We don't usually play as good as I think we can. We usually those games are basically mentally dressing for and then we come out the next game and we're just like a little bit shell shocked from what just happened. So that's why having Chelsea and then United right afterwards is we have to have a good 90-minute game against one of the top 3. Whether we win or lose, I don't care. But you got to give me 90 minutes where I can go, you know what? If we do that against United, we're going to get all 3 points. We haven't done that yet. We've given a half, and then we've kind of faltered afterwards.
But then to be fair, if you look at the Palace game, like surely we're going to have a much bigger mental block going into the next game after what we just saw last night.
Yeah, and that's why it was important that we don't come out bad, and we did. So like from here on out, we're in a struggle because, like you said, this first game basically was a big punch in the gut, slap in the face, and everything like that. And now we have to basically go do a full 180 and come out. If we don't win 3-0 in the next match, then I think we'll struggle because that's the only way I can tell whether or not things are Southampton away. Okay, you're right. So after Southampton away, everything else I think is tough.
Yeah.
And even, you know what? Every time you say that, I always hear someone say, well, going to Southampton is going to be a tough one because, the travel and all of that. So I've never heard anybody say, you know what, it's an easy road match for us, right? So we've done, and we've seen that we can lose to them. So that's going to be another thing to
I
deal
don't
with.
buy that though, because like you're in the English Premier League, you're gonna have to play games on the opposite side of the fucking country. If you can't handle that, don't play
Is
here.
Southampton that far? I thought Southampton was like kind of close to London.
No, it's only about 100 miles, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you think of that? It's It's a 4-hour trip to fucking Manchester, right? So, like this bullshit of it's a long journey. I'm sorry, like you wouldn't have had that in Wenger's era. If someone said that in Wenger's era as a fan, they would slap you. This is what I'm saying about standards: is that we make excuses all the time to cover up what's actually going wrong with the football club.
Yeah.
And it's like that they don't want to hear the truth. For me, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like they don't want to hear the truth.
It doesn't matter where we play. We need to be able to play our game, and that's big club football, right? Doesn't matter where we play. Doesn't matter who we're playing. We need to be able to play our style. We've seen what happens when you do that, right?
If we can't do it against Southampton, imagine if we went to freaking Shakhtar.
Well, no, think about it. Crystal Palace took points off of City, both games. Doesn't matter, home or away, right? That's all because of the mentality you come into.
Imagine if we'd
right?
been in the Champions League and having to fly all the way to fucking Greece to play Olympiacos, right? Oh, I got jet lag, right? You see what I mean?
Well, then and that. So then that's why many are like, why is Martinelli on the bench? Oh, because he, some initial thoughts I heard were, because he flew to Brazil, the altitude, and I'm like, he didn't even start. He played. Yeah. He came off the bench, didn't he? And even
but hey, he played 45 minutes against who was it last game? I think it was Bolivia. Yeah, Bolivia.
Come on, mate.
Dude, it's like 4 kilometers high.
I don't care. It's like excuses.
I might be talking out of my butt, but I know it's more than 2.
Yeah, you're talking out your ass.
And playing 45 minutes there, like it's from Brazil to the UK, like it's gonna be at least like a 11, 13-hour flight. Like I understand that. Plus, we have ESR. Like it's not like
it's all right, Marley. Give it another 30 minutes, right? We won't know if you're talking out your ass or your butt.
That's mean. He's a mean guy.
He's horrible.
Mate, I speak. I'm paid to tell. I'm paid to tell the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts.
No, we're not saying easy games, but I believe that there are games that you should be able to get points out of, and like I said, these three games in a row were the ones I think are the only ones in a row that I believe we can get 3 points out easily. I mean, the last 2 games, yes, Everton, we should be points, but we're gonna go away to, I don't even like to say their name. I just call them that team. We could go there and lose, and it would not be a surprise to any of us, right? And we can go there, and it could be a tough game. We may end up with a win. So it's not as easier to get the points out of that game that it would be these 3. So that's why it's important we get the 6 points out of the next 2. We have to. Just have to. This whatever you do, Xhaka pull down somebody to save a goal. I don't care. We need to get 3 points somehow out of these 2 matches, and then we'll see where we are after that.
That's a good point. Like, it's all about how we bounce back. How do you feel we'll bounce back, Marley?
I was really worried after the Liverpool game and we won at against Villa. I think I'm a lot more worried about the injuries than I am about like bouncing back. I know it's a young team, but I feel like the mentality is going to be enough to bounce back.
Bouncing back though.
That's the thing. Like Partey, we had a stream not too long ago on Gunners from All Corners where we discussed like what's the most important player that can't get injured, right? Because it would screw us the most. I think Odegaard was the most mentioned name, but Partey was definitely up there. Dude, like it's a huge step down from him to Lokonga. Huge, huge, huge. And if you're talking about like putting Xhaka in his
Who can we go
position, then
get?
playing
Who can
Smith
we
Rowe
got
and
on loan?
Odegaard, what?
And who could we got on loan?
Yeah, I wish we did that, mate. Wijnaldum would have been good, but we didn't pull it off. Anyway, I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about January anymore. So if you play Xhaka in that position, you have Smith Rowe and Odegaard a little ahead. I think it can work in a couple of games, but it definitely leaves us exposed in a lot of the other games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's worrying, mate. Plus, Tierney has not been great this season, but there's a huge defensive gap between him and Nuno. Huge, huge, huge. So GMAG and Ben White are gonna have to step up, and they've been on a somewhat lower, like they're going down, not up for a couple of games now. So yeah, it's a little worrying, mate. Ramsdale hasn't been as good as he was a couple games ago either. So yeah. It's just everyone's so inconsistent. Like I actually disagree that
Why?
top four is
Why
going to
is
be
that?
decided before. 1 second. I actually disagree that top four is going to be decided before the Tottenham game because everyone's been so inconsistent. I can see this going to the very last game, or maybe the one before that. Which I agree with Gary doesn't bowl well for us because we have a really young squad. So the mentality, like, it's better for more experienced teams than for us, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
because we got too much of a young squad to handle the
And
pressure.
when I think about it, if it's a 1 point, it was a 1 point difference, and you're going to that team to play, and they have the 1 point lead.
But this is the point. But this
We-
is here's the point. Also, guys, is that we were sitting there and like happily, quietly gaining points and momentum,
Yep.
right? Without the light being shined on us. Now the light's being shined on us, right? We're starting to fall apart because they can't handle the pressure.
Well, okay, when you say fall apart, I mean, yes, the play has been bad. We got smacked in the mouth the last game. How we respond will tell you whether or not we are trending, continuing to trend downwards, right?
Yeah.
We did get the win right before this one. Many will say we just, were lucky to get the win. They played really poorly. Forget who we played before in that game, but I kind of feel like we have we have to start trending. We have to turn that trend and go back the other way, right? I guess it was Leicester City. We won that one a little bit. I know it's Villa, right? 1 point.
Villa, yeah.
Yeah, Villa. I don't think. Yeah, was it that they kind of let us have the game, and we only able to score 1 goal, right? I mean, that can't happen anymore. We have, when a team is going to give you what you want, you should go there and take it from them and get more than 1 goal. So, yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, and I'm thinking, you might have to just make it easy on Arteta. He just has to make it easy on himself, and maybe he does go to like a back 3, and then just basically tries to do what he did the last time he went to a back 3, to get something out of the, a series or season or a in this case, well, this case is a season, but in the past it was for the run to the FA Cup. So
the problem with that is that it leaves us without a center back on the bench.
Yeah,
like we only have 3. So if Holding's a starter as well, then like we have no backup. So if someone gets injured, we're gonna have to change formations because we don't even have Tierney who can fill up that left center back position. And Tomiyasu, we don't have him either right now.
Yeah,
because he could be that other one.
No, we are. I guess we are. It's going to be. But I mean, that's why. Well, you're going to put Saka back there then, because Nuno. I think, as somebody was, I heard, Nuno. I think they've kind of maybe messed with his head too many times. I mean, the Nottingham game and then this game. He's played 2 games. In both games, he's been pulled out, and I don't think this game was a problem for him. He was the biggest problem, and the Nottingham game, I don't think he was the biggest problem there. Not scoring any goals against Nottingham is not his problem. I don't believe.
He's a left back. Shouldn't be his problem.
Huh?
Shouldn't really be his problem.
No, I know, and that's for me scoring. You had to score in that game, and we were better than that, right? So I'm going to have to. I'll be right back. Just a second. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yes. I'm going to move on to transfer rumours quickly, because there's been a lot of transfer rumours flying about. The one in particular is to do with Marcus Rashford. There's been a lot of talk about Marcus Rashford and whether he would be a good fit for Arsenal to bring to the club. For me, no fucking way. I don't want any rival dog shit coming to my club anymore. Silvestre, Gallas, David Luiz. Do I have to keep going on? No. Willian. Right? I don't want any rivals like shitty bits. Right? Marcus Rashford, I'm sorry. Stick to your campaigning for your government. Right? Don't come near Arsenal Football Club. Right? Because you're doing better as a freaking government advisor than you're doing better as a footballer. That's honest facts. He's awful. Why the hell would we want him? Why? No.
Yeah, I don't think we're not a team. We're not a team that can handle players that are struggling.
No,
we just don't have. We don't have.
Struggling. He throws his toys out the pram and says, "I want to leave."
Well, it's struggling or frustrated or not in the right mindset. We just don't have to. We don't have to mind. We don't have a team for that where you can just come in and you can get a tune out of someone, right? I mean, I don't think we don't have that.
We don't have a manager who's got the man management skills for it either.
Yeah, Arsenal just doesn't have a. They don't have the.
Ask Aubameyang. I mean, look at Aubameyang. Look what he's doing now.
Yeah.
And people saying he was washed up and finished.
No, I think also some people will say that he just wasn't the right fit for what Arteta wanted to do.
Yeah, that's all well and fine, but to say he was washed up and finished,
I don't think anybody said that, because I think a lot of people were like, when he leaves and if he goes to a different league, he'll probably be fine. If you look at
the inner depths of the Arteta sexual Twitter fan base, right, that dark pit that's there, you'll find a lot of it, because it's all about Arteta. Oh, let me knock one off, right? Because it's my manager. Jesus Christ, because I've never seen any other manager in my entire life, right? Because I'm only about 10 years old. I don't know, but like, no, this guy for me, no.
I think that's it. I mean, the question there for Bargav is a good question. Who's a good fit for us, right? We want somebody like a Lacazette, but who can score. But there is no. I don't think there's a player that does scoring and all the other things that Lacazette brings to us, which also includes leadership, which we don't have. We're not going to get. We're not bringing that in, not for the price we can afford.
Why are we bringing Sterling in when we've got Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, and even Pepe is even an example on the side. So why do we need another winger? Need a striker. That guy that's in the middle puts the ball in the back of the net. I know we ain't seen it in a while because we had Lacazette up front, right? But
just very quickly on Aubameyang. I'm still a huge fan of his, right? I don't wish him poorly.
I'm still a fan.
I'm happy he's scoring goals at Barcelona. In here, he was mentally checked out. He was, and I know, like,
why is that?
You can, dude. I don't know, Steven. I can't possibly know, but he couldn't shoot.
No. Think about it. You're down a goal. You need a goal in a semifinal of Europa League.
You hit the post twice.
No. Who do you pull off? Do you pull off your striker, or do you bring on more offensive players? What do we do?
Ta-da!
Pull off our striker. How in the world do you do that? And like you said, it wasn't like he wasn't getting opportunities and coming close. It was just they just weren't clicking. But I think that's
No,
one of those
no,
straws that
Gary,
might have
Gary,
broke
he
the
hit
But
the
back
post
you're
there.
twice.
you're
He
talking
hit the
about a while
woodwork.
back though. That's
No,
so long
I
ago.
think it's been there for I think it's been there for a while.
It's been
Those
there
are
for a
just
while.
little
like
things
he
that just
had
pile on, though. You know.
his best spell for us was towards the end of that FA Cup that we won. He was fantastic against City and Chelsea, and that was after that the time you're talking about. And sure, like he had a bad season afterwards. In the beginning of the season, he was guys like I'm Brazilian. I know there's expectations, but I've said this before. I suck at football. I suck at it. I would score a lot of the goals that he missed. It was scary, dude. Like I know, like maybe it wasn't the best fit for him. I'm sure it wasn't. Like he was butting heads with Arteta as well. I'm sure that gets in the way as well. But dude,
Mate, if you
like
think
shots where you're like you have 2 meters wide right here, like you're a
mate,
meter away. He
you
missed.
said he checked out. He checked out when Arteta decided I'm gonna bring him off with 10 minutes to go after he's hit the post twice, and you need a fucking goal.
I
That's when he
I
checked
just touched on that. Like he
That's
had
when he checked
his
out.
best spell right after that.
No,
Right
he
after
didn't.
that.
No, he didn't.
Where
No,
we
he-
won
he
the FA
scored-
Cup,
No,
dude.
he didn't. We won the FA Cup before that. It was the
So we
game
went
we
out.
got knocked out of Europe.
Olympiacos is when we went off. He did miss it. He missed a shot in that one. You're right. He missed a shot in Olympiacos. No. It was last
No.
season. That's right. It was last season.
Last
Sorry, it was
season,
last season.
Villarreal.
Season.
Yeah.
Wasn't
yeah.
it? What was it? Not the quarterfinals?
No, the semi-finals.
It was the
Villarreal.
semi-finals
He hit
'cause
the
we-
post twice.
Yeah.
He brings a Aubameyang
Okay.
off for fucking Willian.
No, okay.
And you
You're
wonder
right.
why
You're
he
right.
mentally checked out.
I stand corrected.
I think it was
He-
Nketiah because
He
it
bring
was
on a
left.
man.
No,
he
I
bring
think
on a man who had done fuck all at this club
Yeah,
apart from
yeah.
sponge a living of 200 grand a week, and he brings him off after hitting the post twice. No wonder I'll fucking mentally check out after that. I'll say, "Oh fuck you, mate."
I
Get
stand
lost.
corrected. He was not doing well before that. He had a bad
No.
season last season. He was poor
Yeah.
last season. He did
Yeah.
not score enough goals, and
But he
that
was the
happened
most
what
threatening
in
player
March,
in that game.
April.
But
What?
he was the most threatening player in that game, and he took him off.
Sure, Steven, but things were already not working out for Aubameyang before that. And it might have gotten worse. I'm not saying that didn't
It
like
did get
help
worse.
the situation get worse. Sure, it got worse. He was horrible. But well, anyway, let me move on to Rashford, right? Because Aubameyang's not the topic. I'm definitely not going to go as far as Steven. I never do, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
take Rashford at Arsenal either. He's had seasons where he showed that he could have helped us, but he hasn't played that football in like over 2 seasons already. So I agree with Gary. Like we're in no shape whatsoever to try to recover a
Man
player
United
right
want
now.
to get rid of him, then we don't need him.
Exactly.
It is a big
So-
statement when your rivals are trying to sell you their players. It means they don't fucking want them and they want to fuck you up.
There you go.
And we're that
There you go.
stupid.
So no.
We're that brain
If-
dead.
Sterling is a different situation because
No.
if Pepe leaves and we need a winger, we get a good price for Sterling. I wouldn't mind it too much. He brings experience. He can play right wing a lot better than Rashford can. And I don't know.
I'm going
It's
to create a
just like,
sign saying
it
just
makes
buy
more
a fucking
sense.
striker.
Dude,
Fucking striker.
What striker out there can we afford and gives us what we need? I don't think it exists, right?
Martinez.
And not for the price that we can afford,
I
right?
feel like a lot of players would do better than Lacazette.
No, there are better players, but what we need a full
Martinez.
pack. We don't need to. We need to bring in multiple players to cover all the
Danny
things that we're
Ings.
looking for out of a striker, right?
on.
Or
Mar-
we need to bring in another Cam that actually can do what he needs to do, regardless of who's he playing with. Just
You
get him the
could-
ball, he'll do the rest. You know what I mean?
you
We
could
need
look
something
at-
like that.
You could look at Martinez. I've always rated. You could look at. How I was going to look at? I
Yo.
could look at.
Statics comment.
Yeah.
He still plays. He hasn't retired. He's
Pep-
at Flamengo. He just lost the Rio final to
See, and
Fluminense.
So with that in mind, like Cazorla could just be a player coach, right? You don't have. You can come off the bench for like 5 minutes and show you how to
Mate, you
do
do
it.
better
You know,
fuck-
if you're
mate,
gonna
you
go
do
down that
better-
road, I mean, we know.
Mate, you do a better fucking job than Arteta would.
But mate, I don't doubt that we're gonna sell Pepe. If an offer of like 30 million arrives for him, I'm sure Arsenal's gonna sell it quickly. And he's a good player, so I don't doubt there's gonna be teams wanting him for that price. And I think Arsenal should go for someone really cheap to replace him, or someone free like Dembele, even though he's had like he still has a lot of assists this season, even though he has a lot of injuries. So, which is always scary when you're talking about Arsenal. But striker wise, I like Darwin Nunez from Benfica. I think Portugal has a lot of exciting strikers there, actually. And it's gonna be a gamble regardless, man, because the oldest player we're looking at is DCL, and I think he's the worst case scenario, honestly, mate. Like I would rather everyone else that we've talked about than DCL right now. I think Ivan Toney's a good player, mate. Like he wouldn't excite me if he was the only striker we got, but if he was one of the two strikers we got, I'd be what? Dude, so
He's had
what?
one season in the Prem, man. Give him
How many
time.
seasons? How many seasons in the Prem did Gabriel Martinelli have before joining Arsenal, mate?
That's because our scouts had scouted him for fucking ages, and he was probably when he was bought was never expected to play at such a young age.
Maybe they've been looking at Tony for a while. He's a good player, dude. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Ings.
If he was, would you honestly rather have Danny Ings than Ivan Toney right now in 2022, Steven?
As crazy as Danny and Ings sounds, that's what we need, right? It's crazy. It sounded at the beginning of the season when you said, "Oh, you bring him in," everybody would be screaming, going, "What are we doing?" And then they like look at these crosses coming in. And there's actually somebody there that might be able to get a head on it.
He's not winning the argument always here.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Oh,
like you said, there are a lot of players that are better than what we have. They don't bring the full package of skills that we need, but they are better. Would you rather have somebody who scores goals, and then you just have to depend on your young players to get something out of it? Yeah.
Static, don't give him encouragement.
Love you, Static. Love you. Love you. By the way, Games FC, Anthony's a baller, but I feel like he would cost more than what we would sell Pepe for.
Anyway, we're gonna move on. Marley.
Okay, let me get ready. I'm like I have to go. Like I'm not gonna shave here in my chair. Right? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay. Right. Let me turn the camera off. Let's hope the connection works where I'm going.
It better fucking work. Oh my Jesus Christ.
Yo, you guys keep talking. Don't make this awkward. Okay.
Everybody get your cameras out,
Get your Instagram stories out, share it on Twitter, your Instagram. Clip this. Right, clip it for like SFeatleyTV memorabilia. Right. It might come out at the end of the year, December, if we're not careful.
Right. How weird's this gonna look?
Oh my Jesus.
Second. Okay. Right.
Fuck me.
Do this. It's a proud moment, mate. It's a proud moment.
Geez.
By the way, Rebecca asked me to save a little bit of it, so I'm gonna have to, like tie it before.
Yeah, you gotta keep the misses.
Cut it. Woo. Okay. This is happening. All right.
Oh man! Wow.
Oh my God.
Boom.
He's finally had his haircut.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I look lovely, by the way, don't I? Right?
Yeah, I'm sure you're loving this.
Okay.
Oh no, here comes the fucking.
It's got the razor going. Oh man.
The razor, man.
Right?
You know what? I could have said quits there, but fuck this. Let's do it.
Ooh. Hey. Wow.
Did you consider drinking before doing this?
I might have done that.
Oh my.
Right? It's a very different look.
It
Fuck
is.
me.
This is when you find out.
Jesus
This is when you find out whether you have a skull for a bald head, and there's no take backs. You just have to live with it for a little bit, or wear hats.
I'm probably going to be doing a lot of
Mate,
hair
mate,
wearing.
can I
Hair
just make a
wearing.
point?
Hat wearing, sorry.
I'm telling you now, if that hair doesn't grow back, I'm pissing myself laughing forever.
Don't jinx me, dude. Come on.
Only you would think of that. Nobody was thinking that at all, Steven. Nobody.
Right?
Nobody
Only
was
me.
thinking like, you know what?
That's a constant fear for me, actually.
Because you know what? Sometimes the hair gets used to it and says, you know what? Why bother? Right?
I've got some immunosuppressant drugs that help grow your hair if you need it. Warning: immunity may be lowered.
Yo, I'll
You
take
might-
whatever you can get me, dude. Because
Yeah,
I
the
like I
problem
was
is if
going
you-
bald before this, right?
No,
Like
to
I'm
be,
not.
to be fair, it lowers your immunity, which probably means in your tropical climate, you probably catch the yellow fever and die. So you probably want that. You probably won't be good at it.
Okay. That's a
So
no-no.
So you're fucked. Try steroids. They're always a good one. They always make your hair grow. Prednisolone.
Steroids for hair growth?
Yeah, I have prednisolone every day. That helps my hair grow. Trust me.
I think
Trust
most
me, I know these
steroids
things.
actually make hair like
Trust me,
lost
I've taken
faster.
enough drugs. I've taken enough drugs to know these things. That
Wow.
didn't sound right.
Yo, the back is really tough. Like it's really, really tough. Holy crap,
Oh
I'm
my
bald.
life.
I'm bald. I'm bald, everyone.
The bold man has risen. A question for so it's a man of his word. He is a man of his word.
Yeah.
I don't know what he... Yeah, I know. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button as well. This is about as mental as it gets. I'm reading Hayes make you go bald. Just watching Arsenal makes you go bald. Trust me.
Yo, that Luca guy, that's my best friend.
Oh, big up, Luca. Big up, man.
Yeah.
Tchau, meu irmão. Tamo junto.
I ain't got a clue what that means.
I said I love you to the guy.
Uh,
Because I do. Like, he's my best friend.
Now,
okay.
is that Luca that was on the channel?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's different.
I don't know.
Brazilian. Went to
Okay.
He's
school
got-
together, college
Oh,
together.
okay.
He probably has a realistic opinion on Arsenal. He probably doesn't even know.
Yeah. I thought you had your friend on your channel, Marley.
I've had a couple of my friends on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah, Kaya.
Caio's a good friend of mine, but we never met. Like, he's my friend like Steven is.
I feel that's it down, to be honest. I think he's done.
Yeah, there's not much more you can do. Unless you want to go get
Yeah, no, I
No.
mean, we can wrap up the show. Like, I still have work to do in the back.
you can always cut the scalp off. That's always a good one. You can whenever go back.
I love you
That would
too,
be-
buddy.
There you go. This is that's what 2000 in donations get you. A haircut.
Mate, no, this is what YouTube TV does. This is what YouTube fan media does, isn't it?
Mhm.
All
I can't
right.
even remember the stream he said he would do it. I can't even remember.
Do
what
we
stream
care
it
about the Champions League?
was. Nah, we just did it so he can go bored.
Yo, gotta be honest. I was expecting a worse result than this. Like
It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look
yeah,
bad.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Well, I'll finish up privately, guys. That's it. Marley
Fuck
Luther.
me.
There you go. There you go.
He's don't actually look that bad, to be honest. He's not actually looking that bad. Oh no, man. That's like a furry turd.
All right. That's it.
Oh, this is one of those. Yeah, this is going in the clipbook. Trust me. This is going in the clipbook. Yeah, well, he's a man of his word. Like, there's some people that would bother and just happily take the money out, but nah, he's a man of his word. He's like, it's not actually that bad, to be honest. It's not. It's not actually that bad.
Do
at
I
all.
look like I have a huge head?
Nah.
Yeah, you're gonna need to sort the back out though.
No, yeah, I still have like a couple of
Yeah,
for
you're
sure.
gonna need Rebecca's help out a little bit.
Yeah. She's still working. She's a functioning member of society, unlike me. So she's.
Mate, you want to see me? I ain't a functioning member of society. Jesus.
You have much better excuses than I do. But, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't think there's much else to go on about, to be honest. I'll just ask this one question. Gary, will we still get top 4?
If that's the only question I'm going to get, then yes. I don't feel it's going to be tougher, yes, but as we've said, nobody's going through this run of games undefeated, so there are going to be some blips. Hopefully we've had ours and we can move on from it, but yeah, I mean it's definitely we still every game, we have the games that matter ahead of us still. You win those games, those are 6-pointers, right? So that's all we got to do. We got to make sure at least if we win those, then that means that we're playing good football. If we're struggling in the other games, then it probably won't matter. So, but he has to get at least 6th to keep his job.
Yeah.
5th would be, I think it would be really good, but I think he has to be in Europe to keep his job after what the team has spent. They spend a lot of money and they need to see some rewards, and we need to see something as well. So,
yeah,
6th place. Yeah.
Top 4, you getting it?
Yeah, I'm still gonna say yes. It's gonna be really tough, and for Arteta, I mean, I've told you my stance for a long time. I'm not gonna be changing it now. We need to be fighting for top 4 until the last round or the second last round. So if we're still in the conversation with a game or 2 to go, if we capitulate in the end, we're a young team. Like, I'm not gonna say, yo, he needs to go now, because it's still improvement from last season, from the season before. But I definitely think we have what it takes to fight for top 4. We have to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna. No. I would have said yes on. Do I say yes or no? Oh, fuck me. Yes, if we bounce back immediately. If we bounce back immediately, none of this 1-0 shit, bounce back, absolutely annihilate the next opponent, then I'll say yes, fine, cool. But if we don't, then I'm seriously worried.
Yep. Like I said, you'll know the answer in the next 2 games.
Yeah.
And absolutely. if we've at least dropped some of that goal difference with that team, then you know as well.
I didn't see it in the comments, mate. That's why I didn't ask. So sorry if I didn't catch it. Like, okay. Marley said he would. Yeah. That's basically what he said. Basically. Sorry. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, he's a character. He's definitely a character. All right.
Appreciate that.
But we're gonna leave it there. Make sure you hit.
Can I just say, I feel the wind in my head, and it feels so weird. Never
me, you're
happened
gonna
to me
feel a
before.
breeze up
Yeah,
there, mate.
Yeah,
you're gonna know when
exactly.
you're gonna know when it's cold right away until it
Yeah,
goes back.
exactly.
You're gonna go, ooh,
I
it
have
feels a
an
little breezy.
antenna now. Yeah.
My fucking ears. It's just
Cool.
Rebecca, why are my ears so cold? Alright, anyway, we're gonna leave it there. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Gary, where can I find you, my friend?
You can find me, as you can see, DWTT The Trip. That's my show on Mondays. I'm also on the Arsenal Fan Circle, and lately I've been on. Seems like Steven's show every other week. So we'll see how that continues. So, or else you'll see me in the chats. I'm always in the chats. So
yeah, man, you're welcome on anytime. You know.
Yeah.
Marley, oh bro, how are you? Where can I find you, my friend?
All right. Well, find me here. I'm here very frequently. Now I'm gonna look at a little different. Definitely find me in hair growth trials. I'm gonna be attending a lot of those soon. But in addition to that, find me at Football United TV. That's my channel with Maddie. There's a FITA show, Football in the Americas, coming
He's gonna
Thursday.
turn on that feature show. He's like, "What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?"
There's another Gunners from all corners, or GFAC as we call them, on Friday. I hope both these guys make it. And yeah, that's it. Stay tuned to everything we have. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, and support this channel and everything it does, please.
This is why I prefer the Arsenal gossip column, because I can say what the fuck I want. Get away with it. Yeah. So, anyway, you can find us on SFeatleyTV doing Arsenal and football related content as usual. The F1 content is on SFeatley F1. We've got the Grand Prix early morning starts. It's Australia. So late, early wake up times. One of them 5:40 in the morning. Jesus, I must be mad. Yeah, make sure you go and check us out on SFeatley F1 and SFeatley TV. As you know, raising money for Children with Disease Foundation with every stream we do. So make sure, and I will be doing actually also another audit stream at some point, so you can get a clear picture of where the money's gone as well. So make sure you hit all the like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Take care, guys.